Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and the new Nigeria is certainly possible. And a good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending your time zone. Today, we have come again to have discussion, especially reports coming from the Obidient Family Cooperative Society across Nigeria. We have 774 local governments, but Obidient Family Cooperatives has so far a structure of over 300, but registered with the state government is just 60 and working up towards it. And of course, we have other things coming up in Nigeria, especially how the Nigerians in the street, the voices on the streets, and their opinions of the issues of this national anthem, which we have been discussing, and of course the international media's interest in the Nigerian national anthem. All of these things will be coming, and of course we know why Tinubu justifies the introduction of the old national anthem. All of this will be coming on shortly. And I have with me in the studio Author Ezechukwu, who happens to be a state Anambra State coordinator, especially for Anambra State local Agata's local government, with me in the studio here to share with us his report of the ongoing registration and the engagement of Obedience in Agata local governments. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, so as we go on, we also have our notable Obedience on Zoom. Of course, our regulars and new people and others from different local governments. So they will be joining us from wherever they are on Zoom, and will be taking their reports from local governments and all what is happening at their area, and they'll be joining us on this conversation. But let's come back to studio and start with my guest here, who I presume you'll be joining me regularly, because I wonder why you are in Anambra and of course not coming to join on this very broadcast. I shouldn't be doing this alone. Definitely. So I believe that from now onwards, after this, you will join to be, yes, holding the pace for the Obedient family. Yes, yes. So let's start with the question, how the Obedience in Agata local government in Anambra State are faring. How are they engaging in this Obedient Family Cooperative Society?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Kanu, for the opportunity, and of course viewers out there. It's been going well so far in Agata. You see, when we started out, and shout out to Mrs. Florence Ezechukwu, who is also my mother. She's helping coordinate Agata as we speak, and of course a number of them are currently hooked up to this program as we're speaking. So Agata, we started is enthusiastic. A lot of people indicated interest to join the cooperative. Of course, the group is there. A lot of participants are in the group, and we started off with introductions on the WhatsApp group, and people came on and they said what they do, where they live, and of course how the business is for them. And then currently we've created the structure for Agata, and then we are on the final phase of going for registration with the state government. Registrations with the state government.
Let me ask, in Agata local government, how many political wards?
In Agata local government, we have about, I think, 6 political wards or more than. Okay. I can't really place the number now, but okay, we have more than that currently.
Okay, because we are looking at a position where, as you are getting bigger and larger by the number, we try to narrow down to the wards so that people don't have to come out to the local government, yes, to have their meetings, yes, you understand? So that they can get in the clusters of their, maybe 2, 3, 4 towns together, yes, that makes up a ward, so that they can easily
identify themselves.
Yes, identify themselves,
yes,
and also engage in this very business of mutual business,
cooperative,
yes, of mutual benefit.
Yeah.
Okay, the question again will be, how do you people actually engage members? Because some people are saying, that has come on the platform, has said that Obedience, due to the last year's conundrum on the election thing, that they find it very difficult to, associate with themselves again. Some people, their morals are down. How are you guys dealing with it to motivate Obedience to come together again?
Okay, thank you. First of all, one thing we must understand is that political apathy is a thing. and it's affecting political participation, not just in Agata, across board, the whole nation. It's also evident in other countries. But you see, what happened in the past election, I would say that it had two effects on the masses. Number one is that we saw a possibility of what can be achieved when we all get involved in politics. And then number two is that it worked to, reduce the level of trust that was built over time heading into the elections. But then reaching out to people in Agata has been quite a tasking thing to do, especially now that we are going for the registration. The modalities that are involved, the finances, getting across to people has become quite a difficult thing to achieve. But
like telling them to make contributions to be able to register with the state government.
Exactly. So I had to spend time. For instance, of course, I'm coordinating that of the whole of Anambra State. When I spoke to Orumba North, the coordinator of Orumba North, I tried explaining some things to her. I told her, see, the basic thing about this is that the first, you have to identify the primary beneficiaries of this cooperative. And the primary beneficiaries are those persons who are in the local government.
The grassroots.
The grassroots. So they are the primary beneficiaries. So if you work towards registration, and at the end of the day, the cooperative is working perfectly, you are the ones who are going to benefit. It's going to tell you, okay, bring your account. We are going to take charge of the account. You are directly in charge of it. Those, your president, your secretary, your financial secretary, all the members of the structure, they are the ones in charge, and you guys will hold them accountable. So it's not as if you are laboring for someone else to come and benefit. And that is why this initiative was driven down to the grassroots, so that it can grow from the grassroots up to the national. So obviously a lot of persons dropped out because actually something happened. My mom came up with the first steering committee. I did not push it out until we got to the level of conversations around registration. So the recent report she gave me is that people started dropping out when they discovered that they were to make some monetary contributions to have
to register
it. So I told her it's normal. It's normal, but we are going to go down and then, of course, explain things better, because I understand that if you're able to pass the message across to people, to have them understand that this is what we are going towards and this is what you are going to achieve on the long run, a lot of them will come on board.
Yeah, but let me ask again. Your mom doing this, I know you should be, approaching your 40s as the case might be, but let me not be specific. So how old is your mom? Because she should be that old and she's still doing the work of the Obidient.
Yes, my mom is in her early 70s.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And I can see with this passion.
Yes.
She's just, okay, let me hold this. I can see our own people on Zoom. They are so excited with the analysis you're giving of a good thing going on in your local government. So let me start with you, the elder statesman. That is Elder Obode, all the way from the UK. Please, what question do you have for Otto Ezechukwu, who is now in the studio? And again, remember that I said as I start that I will want him as a co-obedient to continue to join me in this studio every day to do this. So please, ask your question to him and then let's take it from there.
Because that is exactly what I found out, that as soon as they find that there's going to be a monetary contribution, they seem to drift away. So what do you do to bring them back onto the fold?
Okay, so you heard Elder he wants to know exactly how you were able to do. But then I will tell you that the people of Enugu State, about 3 local governments in Enugu State, I was on their platform weeks back when they are making their contributions, and I see each one of them are paying. In some local governments they are to pay 6,000, in some local government they are paying 4,000. They are coming up even to the extent when they got to they have to reach out to me, see how I could be able to ask some money for them to pay, which I did. So to answer his question, He wants to know, how do you deal with that issue when people don't seem that interested in making contribution towards registration with the state government?
Yes, okay. Okay, thank you so much, Elder, and of course, thank you for explaining better. The thing there is, you have to understand that obviously you can't get everybody on board when money is involved. But you see, another thing there is that the ability to explain this in the simplest way, because when you go down to the grassroots, you're no longer dealing with the elites, as it were. You're dealing with market women, you're dealing with people who sell pepper, farmers, you know, traders. So you have to be able to explain it better. So one of the things we do, or I do, is I try to, you know, bring it down to the simplest way the person will understand, and also telling the person that, see, what we are doing, you are going to be the primary beneficiary. You have to explain the pros, the prospects of the initiative to the person, to the group.
It's purely welfare.
Especially welfare. And also having the person understand that this is what all of us stand to benefit together. And then on the same page, you are going to have to tell the person that you are not the only one in this boat. This is something that is happening in the 774 local governments of Nigeria nationwide, so that the person can have a broader picture and broader perspective of what is going on. Because most times, some people are they think this is just going on in their environment. So you have to also expose the person to the larger house, to the larger information, so the person will see that there are several other local governments who are doing this. And then finally, how this empowers us as a people, not just as Obidient. It gives us a force whereby, obviously, if you make contribution for an initiative, you're automatically a stakeholder. So you run at it as your thing. You want it to succeed. And that is also one of the ideologies behind people coming in on their own as well. So imagine if we get funding and then we just start registering. When people are not involved in the process, it can also backfire on us. So we have to, you know, take time, do the explanation, like I was suggesting to you offline. Also have a way of, you know, pushing out information on a daily basis that is going to keep educating people and putting this in their faces, so that subconsciously they're having this idea that, okay, let's get this thing working, and then it moves on its own.
Yeah, I think I buy that, and also that idea of pushing out more information, and that's why I said you need to work with me here, so that we can make these things happen. I'm getting weaker by the day, because from the morning time I'm processing information, I'm reaching out to almost everybody across Nigeria, trying to motivate them to, you know, get this job. But again, I want you to share with us your encounter with Lady Sharon, who happens to be either the president of the Obidient Family Cooperative Society, the Dem Million. I think she reached out to me and said that you people had a conversation on this.
We did.
Please share with us.
I hope she gets to watch this video, and of course I will send a link to her as well. When I spoke with her under your directive, I found out that she's very intelligent, she's strategic. That is one of the major things I took away from her, because when I started discussing extensively with her, I asked her, who are the members of your committee? She mentioned other names. She did not mention her name. That's when I asked her why. And she started giving me the portfolios of those she put in the position. So what I understood from that interaction with her is that she understands the initiative. Even when I explained to her about the fundraising, getting people to bring in money for the registration, she understands that this is a very big idea. This is a very big movement. This is a very big initiative. And she has to do everything possible to put people who can push it further. It doesn't have to be her, as long as that person has the capacity. So she mentioned barristers, you know, leaders of industries, even Reverend Fathers who are in the structure of Idemili North. So that really caught my attention. So Sharon, Lady Sharon is someone who is passionate. In fact, that same day, she developed a graphics to reach out to her constituents. And I was like, I was skeptical, but she was so confident. I said, okay, go ahead. I told you about that also. So she's passionate about this, and then of course we can convert that to the whole of Anambra State.
Okay, well, as you can see from his talk, Chibeze, the author, happens also to be a serious advocate of the cooperatives raising their own funds to make their own registration with the state government. So apparently he has, motivated several local governments in Anambra State to start raising funds for their own registration, and is sharing with us how that is going. Let's once again get back to the people who joined us on Zoom and see if there's any questions again before we take some other things that we have on the list. Do we have Lord K with us today? Okay, if Lord K is
no,
not
Lord
there,
K is not on call. He's not on call.
Okay, Kini, do you have a question or a suggestion to add to what Author Chibeze has mentioned here today?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kanu, and all the Obidient fellow listeners across the world. I must commend Author for his strategic work he's doing, and also the mother. I was really touched when he said the mother is about 70, and
yeah.
she's much engaged in the Obedience Cooperative. I was very excited, and it's quite impressive. And I must commend you for the work you are doing, and please keep it up. We need obedience like you across the local government to help us push this vision and this through. I want to say that one of the things I have noticed is that there seems to be a lot of misconception about Obedient Cooperative. In my interaction with a lot of presidents and some leaders, they tend to misunderstand the purpose of Obedient Cooperative, because they still think it's a political thing, that money has been kept somewhere, so that once they come in, they just share the money for people, since they said it's welfare. I think we also have to look at how we coin this out, because people tend to misunderstand the word welfare, So that alone tend to attribute to the level of engagement and apathy we are experiencing, because the initial understanding was that, since it's a welfare, so there will be money to be shared around, without understanding the concept of cooperative society. So this we really need to enlighten and make our people more informed, so that they don't take this as one of those program that social investment program where government doles out money and asks people to just share it around. Then another thing is that for some people who are not financially capable, I think there's need for us to break down the category of membership, so that there will be maybe nominal members who don't have to contribute anything. Just let them just come in, and then there will be financial members who are capable of putting down some little this thing to contribute, so that at the end of the day, the cooperative will get off the ground and then engage in whatever business venture they want to go into. That will be my little suggestion in that regard. Once again, thank you so much, Otto. for your good work.
All right.
And please, let's try and reach out to other local government in Anambra State. You know, that's the home state of our principal. So we expect them to do much better than others. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kini. Kini is a member of the steering committee in Cross River State and a basic member in the municipality of Cross River State. So let's, just take a break. Let's watch this very clip of a young man who is talking about what corruption is making Nigerians and the people in power do. Let that act as a break while we come back shortly.
On our 1 year's anniversaries of renewed hope, I believe that your hope is being renewed. Like me now, as I go market, I go buy this rodo and a tomato, 400 and 200, 600. My hope was renewed. I say, God, I don't know, say Nigeria just the good. Now we underrate this country. This is one of my symbol of renewed hope and 25 years of democracy. I thank una renewed hope people. But my dear country people, I just want to remind una, as me, say I'm like that voice where they cry in the wilderness of Nigeria. I go continue to dey talk am. Those of una waiting say maybe things hard, things no easy. I just want to let una know, say una remember say e get the time where we been the thing say maybe Jonathan too bad for Nigeria. Until Buhari come tell una say hold my beer, make I show una say e get the thing where they after worst. After Buhari don't finish with una from change to next level now, una don't enter renewed hope. When I been think say Buhari is the end, say Nigeria no fit worse pass like that oh. My word to you today be say if we not pay attention to focus on the major thing where we supposed to dey talk, all this one where we dey do so, this one are just 1 year of renewed hope oh. 3 more years they come, and if we are not calculating well, it go be 4 years, then it go move to 8 years, and then if they repeat the template of Lagos for federal system, it then means everything don't end with that. Now make everybody go find in Papa land where go sell, they run come out from this country. What exactly should be the main focus of this country at this point? Nobody they talk about INEC again or INEC. The mere fact say the current chairman of INEC is still the chairman of INEC, not they worry any of una. Opposition party, labor people, civil society, people who have been the protest for Save Nigeria. Not be only for minimum wage, they go to hear labor voice. So listen to me, my fellow Nigerians. The most important right in any democracy is your right to vote in a free, fair, and credible manner. The hallmark of every democracy are free, fair, and credible elections. Once your right to vote in a free, fair, and credible manner is not guaranteed, every other right is not guaranteed and is threatened. That is why they see issues of this police brutality, that they arrest journalists, anybody who talk against government, they go come talk, anything where insecurity is still going up. You cannot jump from electoral reform into fixing governance. How do the people who are in government get into that place? Anybody who comes into power that does not focus on fixing the electoral system, you got the claim, say you want to do coastal highway, you want to do this project, you want to do that. Such a government is only being mischievous and very, very sinister. We should be very cautious of such a government. If you want to do coastal highway with 15 trillion, why not take maybe 50 billion and guarantee electoral reform? Because let me tell you, the only thing that you will see these people doing is rather consolidating their power, making it possible for them to perpetuate themselves forever on those seats. And as they are leaving, they fix their cronies and their proteges or stooges. What exactly is the hope of the youth today in the country? If we do not pay attention to fixing the process that produces this kind of human organ harvesters governance system, we will only be shooting ourselves in the foot because we go continue to remain victim. When I go think say na this one bad pass, another one go come way worse pass am. Look at the country today. What exactly are the national indices that show that as a country we are making progress or we are developing? What exactly? You see a bunch of old men pack themselves in the corridors of power, completely detached from the people, making laws and policies that God only them know what exactly they are doing. Today now, new national anthem. Me, I don't know say the national anthem be the problem of Nigeria since. So this new one, where don't come, is like a deliverance hymn. It's like when you sing that Agbara Olorupo, oh lana so mi okun, oh. So once you sing this new anthem, now you are delivered. Your economy go good, dollar go come down, fuel go yakpa, refinery go work, corruption go disappear. Nigeria will move from consumption to production. We are deceiving ourselves. Nigerians are they deceiving ourselves. If we not focus on where to put focus, not let anybody they deceive you. Say you go see some people they support this one, support this. People can support anything. Not everybody who criticizes a bad government is interested in a better nation. Some people are only activists or will criticize government for as long as that government does not support their personal sentiments. Once you become person from their tribe, ethnicity, or their party affiliation, you will see them support the same thing they were fighting in the previous government. I tell God, Beguna Nigeria, me they sing the alarm now like a broken record. What are we doing with the electoral system that will produce the next set of leaders in this country? If we are okay with it, no problem. Make all of us sit down, they enjoy this thing now, our renewed hope. Like me now, this is my renewed tomatoes and rodo. I go prepare renewed stew, which will now renew the hope of my family and life. Now so, everything until the day where God say go deliver us from this country. But Nigerians, it is within our power to decide what exactly we want. Let us stop all this distraction. Give Nigerians a system to choose their leaders and to vote them out if they decide to do so. Anything other than that is a waste of our collective time, and we will continue to go around in this vicious circle, and we will remain victims of a failed, incompetent, and clueless government or set of leaders.
I saw this and I felt we need to once again forget about the background of where the video came from. Probably forget about several other things, but focus on the message that is coming from this very young man. Yes, Otto, you know, I just used this very one to calm the tempo. I see that our people on Zoom and the calls that are coming in, yes, we're having network issues and all of that challenges. I said, let's even listen to see what it, just let me get your 1 minute input on what this young man has said.
The young man had a lot to say. And, you know, I was somewhere last week because I don't watch TV that much. I just, in the morning, I go to Arise and I catch up. So I saw Tinubu 1 year anniversary and I was shocked. I asked people around me, is it just 1 year? I thought maybe it's 3 years. It maybe it's 1 year. I was surprised because I was thinking we've done about 2 years, you know. So he had a lot to say, and what he said is the bitter truth. He had to tell us the bitter truth. It may be difficult to swallow, but we are in for a long ride. You know, he was wearing pepper, and truly we already seen pepper.
Yes.
Yes.
He said he bought the pepper. We have an incoming call. Let's see who the person is. Hello, good evening. Who they call us and where they call us from? Ndokwa is in which state?
Delta State.
Delta State. Okay. Are you from the Obidient family cooperative over there?
We have.
Okay. Please go ahead. Give us your report from Ndokwa West local government
of Delta
cooperative.
State.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
In the government, we have the structure, so we are preparing grants for people day in, day out. So, my question is, can we attend the because we have three local governments in Ndokwa.
Which of the local government precisely are you calling us from?
We have our own in Ndokwa West, and apart from Ndokwa, we have Ndokwa East and Ndokwa in the local government.
Okay. So, but your report...
So, and besides that...
Go ahead.
Besides that, across the local government. So can we talk about what about Obidient is all about?
Yes, you can. Obidient Family Cooperative Society is expected to be in all of these local governments.
So that they will join the cooperative society.
Yes, in their respective local government. People who are residents of that particular local government should join force with their own people around there.
We'll do that.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling.
Okay.
All right. All right. Okay. Okay. That is an Obidient Family Cooperative member from Dokwa, whether Delta
Dokwa
State.
West of Delta State. Yes.
Okay. So let's get to the people on Zoom. Let's get your reaction on this young man who is talking on the wilderness. Kini, just 1 minute, if you may just make your own observation. You heard what the young man talking and some of the things he mentioned. A whole lot he has to say, but maybe you just make your contribution so that we can move out to the people in the street about their opinion on this issue.
Thank you so much once again. The young man is just saying the naked truth. And it's the reality of what Nigerians are going through. And for me, that's like a prophet crying in the wilderness. It is left for Nigerians to listen to that and take a decision if we must make a change. And I have always said this, that it depends on us. If we want Nigeria to remain the way it is our choice. But if we want it to change, it's also our choice. All we just need to do is to rise up and do what is needful.
Well, that time will come.
It.
Yeah. The time will come for us to rise up. For now, we just have this remaining 3 years of our hopelessness to see how it is going to pan out. Then Cassie joining us from Abia State, there's something to add to this very issue of hunger, starvation, and the misplacement of priority, because that's what clearly the young man is talking about.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Carlo. Thank you, Mr. Otto, and thank you. Good day, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are. Dear Obedience, I greet everyone. Right. The voice in the wilderness, that's what I call it. Okay. Speaking the naked truth. Okay. Honestly, one naked truth he has said is about INEC. Okay. Ability for people to make their choice. Right. He's trying to tell us that it's time for us to have a better INEC, a working INEC. Okay, I watched a video recently where I'm beginning to have the feeling that someday INEC should be a thing of the past, because AI should come in and do the job for us instead of having a fraudulent fellow sitting there as INEC chairman doing his bidding and so on and so forth. Okay, but I have a change in the leadership of INEC. Okay, a detribalized fellow, a fellow who is not fraudulent, a fellow who is just, who can actually be an unbiased umpire to do the needful when the need arises and stand to be counted. We all witnessed how he did it in the last general election, and every Obidient, every Nigerian is feeling the heat today. Okay, starvation everywhere, rather we are changing national anthem. Okay, I was expecting that very soon, most of us will get to Wando filling station, we sing national anthem, and our tanks will be filled up. Maybe we are getting to that. Or maybe we get a ticket very soon that qualifies you to go to Mamaya, and it gives you morning food. Okay, based on your ticket, you bring the next ticket, it gives you afternoon food and so on and so forth. Okay, because the starvation is just something else. People are mourning, people are crying, people cannot provide, cannot fend for themselves. People cannot even pay school fees. Okay, so a lot of things are just going bad. Rather, we are building a skyscraper in the air, okay, which doesn't make sense. High coastal road. Is that a priority? Changing national anthem. Is that a priority of Nigerians?
No.
So the voice in the wilderness is making sense, making real sense, I must say, because we have left the things that are priority and heading to some things that are not needful. Okay, and this has always been the case with Nigerians. When you keep doing things the same way, you don't expect a different result. Okay, even the former administrations keep going on for things that are not needful. People are starving, insecurity everywhere. You are building coastal road. What for? You are changing national anthem. What for? Is that priority that we require? Okay, things that are not needful, we are going for them instead of things that are needful. People should be able to feed. It's only people that has been able to feed that can actually think right. A hungry man is an angry man. Okay, just a little spike anywhere, you find out that people are actually triggered easily these days because people are angry unnecessarily because of the starvation that is in the land. Okay, I am thinking that very soon these guys will come to their senses. Okay, or very soon we will make them come to their senses very soon. Okay, but my wish is that we have a change in the leadership of INEC very soon. So the voice in the wilderness was spot on. Thank you and God bless you.
Yes, in fact,
right, thank you, Cassie. I think, Elder, before I get back to you, let's take the voices on the streets on their opinions on different subjects, especially concern the national anthem. Let's take some voices that were heard from the street. Then we'll come back and finish up here. These are voices on the streets. We have a caller on the line. Let's take a caller on the line. Who they call us and where they call us from?
Hello?
Yes. Good evening.
Yes.
Now, who they talk and where they call us from?
Obidient Family Cooperative Association of Banlico.
Obaniko, you're welcome. I think
Government Cross River State.
Cross River State. Okay. Obaniko, Obidient Family Cooperative.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please. The name?
Yes, I am the secretary of the Obidient Family Cooperative Society. I've been trying to reach out to this program. Thank God I'm here today.
Okay, you're welcome to the show.
Yes, we have actually begun we've registered the Cooperative Society. We are on the process of getting accounts open. Our challenge is just that we do not have a commercial bank within the local government. You know, it's a royal area. So we are getting some issues opening the account. But I think in a very short while we'll get the account open.
Okay, let me understand.
We want to be back on the customer value chain in our cooperative. And Bandico is an area where the major occupation of the people is farming. And cassava is one of the crops that over the years have been farmed by the locals. So we believe that embarking on cassava project it will do us well. It will serve the local government because right now what happened this year, what we've never seen before, dairy is very expensive. So our dream is to make sure that we back on this cassava value chain and make sure we produce enough food for the local government and its environment. Cassava production will be going to it because it won't be difficult because that is what we have been doing over the time. But our challenge right now, hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. We're hearing you.
Yes. The challenge we are is how to get improve because we must make a difference as a cooperative society. we will not use any local variety that the company is planting, because we have noticed in recent times that of very, very poor youth.
Okay.
And that is why there is hunger everywhere. I will believe that we'll be back on this project and we are able to get fruit varieties that we will cultivate.
Okay.
It is going to do us well.
Okay.
It is going to help us and help the society. And I think that with time, as we get into it with time, we'll continue to grow in the cassava value chain, because we know that cassava, apart from the gari, it can be used for flour, we can extract starch, we can do so many things with cassava. So as the cooperative society grows, it is our hope that we are going to continue in the value chain and produce so many things out of it.
All right.
And so it's going to help so many persons. Obanico is a local government in the Port Royal area. And in our platform, we have but so many persons that are interested, people that does not have phones, that are not online.
Okay. Let me ask you quickly.
Hello?
How many? Yes. Let me ask you quickly. How many persons are in your cooperative so far in the local government?
How many?
How many are you in your cooperative in that Obanleko local government in Cross River?
Yes, we are over 200, but just few persons that have phones that are in the platform. But there are some other persons that have no phone. They only have general meetings, physical meetings.
Okay.
That you see them.
Okay,
and,
that is fantastic.
It's a remote area. There is no network.
It's
so
okay.
For now, we want to spread into the community. We have already people from various wards. We have identified some persons and going to use them and penetrate into the royal community.
Okay.
From there.
Okay.
The cooperative we are going to form, we have 10 local government wards. So we intend to carry out different projects in all the wards. Each ward will have people who will have a farm in each of the wards.
All right.
And then it will be regulated by the central cooperative society.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And what I will be saying next is we will appreciate if you have meetings of this your members and get all the videos of your meetings or pictures of your meetings that will support the fact that we have such gathering of people, so that we can use that to motivate investors that want to do business with you guys over there. So thank you very much. I think I will be talking to you more on this, so that by tomorrow, by Monday, we will have more reports coming out from there that will be substantiated with evidence of meeting, like videos and pictures and all of that, because the investors really need such things to show that these are actually happening, and not just you saying it. They want to see evidence, the actual things happening, so that they can also see how they could be able to partner with your cooperative in doing business, because cooperative is about doing business and making profits. So, but we have taken note of that very cassava initiative that you have mentioned, and I believe that once you show evidence of your connections and your engagement with Obidient over there, I believe that they will reach out to the cooperative, even through us here at Obidient Family TV. So thank you very much for sharing this with us. So until Monday, we will now have you on the program again. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are editing the pictures and videos may not come as soon as we are arranging for a general meeting that will, all the various communities will come. We are arranging around 15th of June. It's difficult to get out of people. We want to make it bigger, that people will come, and I think
but if you have words like you explained, you should get the ESCOs of each ward, or you make ESCOs on each ward so that they can have ward meetings. And in that way, it is a cluster. So if people are in this, whether they are 10, they are 20, as the case might be on each ward, they are having meetings. They will use their phone to just show people that they are actually doing these things are happening over there. This will help bolster the morale of people who wish to invest in your cassava plantation in urban and local governments of Cross River State. So, however, I will engage you more on this discussion right after the show so that I can intimate you more on how you can go about that. Because already in Cross River State, there are different people who are doing that already. We have Mary Okon, who is going out on outreaches, and she's sending in us. It's just unfortunate she's also not here today. Yesterday she came when the program was already off, but I hope again maybe by tomorrow. But Kini, you are on Zoom, and I think you might be more clearer in hearing what this person, who I believe is one of your subjects in Cross River State. Can you help us, give us more insight on this?
The audio quality was very poor. I was struggling to hear what he was saying.
Struggling to hear that, exactly. Yeah, that's why I said maybe because you are there, and I know that you do supervise or coordinate the activities. Can you just in 1 minute tell us what his explanations is?
Well, Obanliku is it's the last local government before you get to the middle belt as Benue. Yeah, right there. It's that's where we have Ubudu Cattle Ranch. It's a ranch local government. It's they are more agrarian community. There are a couple of there are a couple of farm activities going on there. But I'm impressed with the report that is giving that they have well over 200 coming in to identify with the Obidient Cooperative. That's very interesting. In spite of their poor, their topography is very, very poor because of the mountain. They are surrounded by a lot of mountains, the hills. Sometimes the network connectivity is a little bit epileptic. So, but
Kini, can you step up? Can you step it up because of our time? We're really running short of time.
I'm glad that he's able to join today. And what I will do is I'll follow up with him from there and see how best we can provide support for them as well. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We have Christy Kayode here. Can you unmute and talk to us? Christy Kayode is there. We also have the Asaba unit. Whichever one can unmute right now and talk. We have 1 minute.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Christy Kayode.
Tell us where you are joining us from.
Okay. Obidient Family Chukun Cooperative Society, Kaduna.
Beautiful.
I'm happy to announce that our cooperative is fully registered. It's fully registered, and as per for the opening of the account,
government, huh?
Kaduna.
Yeah, with the state government, yes. Whenever you talk about registration, you need to be specific so that we know it's registration with the state government. Sometimes some people mistake it when you say registered. They just mean, you are registered, or maybe it's with the Labour Party or something like that. Sure. It is with the state government.
With the state government, we are through with that. And now, concerning the cooperative, opening of the cooperative society account, we're almost through with the contribution, and soon we'll open an account for the corporation, for the cooperative. Then concerning the sensitization, very soon we'll organize ourselves for the sensitization. And so far, we have added more members to our Obidient Cooperative. on one-on-one approach to people.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right. Thank you so much, Christy Kayode, reporting from Chikun local government. The other day I just went to the platform, that is the community WhatsApp platform, and I saw where they deposited their registration, their certificate. Okay. I was really impressed with that. It shows the logo of the Kaduna State, this thing, and when I see Kaduna State government, it means now that people in Kaduna State, or rather the Kaduna State government, has recognized Obidient Family Cooperative Society as an entity in the state. Yes. Which is very, very unique.
And they can do business legally.
Can do business, can organize rallies, that can go into sensitization, and do a whole lot of things that is legitimate.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Christy Kayode, for sharing with us. We have somebody from Asaba, which happens to be Delta State.
Yes, Delta State.
Can you unmute and talk to us? 1 minute, please. Yes, please, go ahead.
Are you talking about me because we are plenty from Asaba side here? There are other local governments.
Okay, here. Please go ahead.
Okay.
We don't have time, just go ahead.
Okay. We have been registered for so long ago. Oshimini South Local Government, Asaba, Delta State, Asaba. And I'm very sure we're the first to do all this thing. But unfortunately, we are not moving forward yet. Because the people are not coming for meetings. I don't know what to do about it. I've called them. I have moved with them. We even went for registration. We went for opening of accounts. We have got there. We have a few money in our purse now to go and do the opening of accounts. But up to now, I've not seen anyone yet to come and join me. So that's the stage we are now.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that is Titilayo, right, Madam Titilayo?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. I will engage you and make sure that Tony, or even the person who joined me here, Otto, who at least specializes in engaging with people and advising them on how to go about this, he will share his experience with you later on how you can go about making sure that all your members are together, that they are engaging with each other. Thank you very much. Then, Elder Statesman, we are about to close up now. But before we go, you are on the international level. To come to you finally, I want you to know that even the international media are talking about this very change of Nigerian national anthem, that there's so much happening in Nigeria that Nigeria does not at the present require the change of this national anthem. So let me first take you through this international expose so that you can just make your final remark before we close. Let's take a listen.
Yesterday was a momentous occasion. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu did 1 year in office. Well, that is not the momentous part though. It's how he chose to celebrate that raised eyebrows. Yesterday, Tinubu changed Nigeria's national anthem. Or he changed it back to the original, depending on how you want to look at things. Nigeria gained independence from the British in 1960. At the time, they had a contest to decide the new national anthem, and the winner was Nigeria, We Hail Thee. It became the country's first anthem, but there was a small problem with it. The song was actually written by a British expatriate. So Nigeria's first anthem was created by a colonizer, which does seem a bit odd, but they kept it anyway for 18 years. After that, the anthem was changed to Arise, O Compatriots. This change happened during a military dictatorship. So the second anthem was questioned as well, but it managed to survive the scrutiny for about 46 years. Until yesterday, when Tinubu and his government dropped it and brought back the colonizer's creation. at the timing now. The change coincides with Tinubu's first anniversary as president. Maybe he thought it was the best time to regress, or perhaps he needed a talking point, something controversial enough to distract the public. And if that was his plan, he seems to have succeeded. Some opposition politicians are outraged. This is Nigeria's former education minister. She criticized the inclusion of terms like native land and tribe. She feels they are pejoratives in 21st century Nigeria. A former senator put this up to highlight the government's misplaced priorities. He says, "We have a bacterial infection, but we opted for Prada fragrance instead of penicillin." Strong words. He said that Nigeria needs to focus on its economic and security issues. We highlighted a major security breach a few days ago when more than 150 people were abducted from a village in Nigeria. The kidnappers hit the same village twice in 2 days, and the authorities did nothing to prevent that. That's the sort of security issue that plagues the country. Earlier this year, about 300 school children were kidnapped in northwest Nigeria. The northern part of the country is home to terror groups like Boko Haram and also bandit gangs who kidnap people for ransom. Tinubu swore to protect the country if he was elected. But 1 year into his presidency, the mass kidnappings continue. The president says he's doing the best that he can. His defense minister says that more than 9,000 terrorists and bandits were killed over the last year, but that has not stopped the kidnappings and killings. On average, more than 20 people are kidnapped in Nigeria every day, but Tinubu doesn't want to talk about that. So a new anthem seems like a good way to distract people. Then there's the other big problem, Nigeria's faltering economy. The last year has been tough on the people. They've suffered a cost of living crisis. Inflation has risen to around 34%, and again, the president must take some of the blame. The day he came to power, he announced an end to a fuel subsidy. The subsidy was draining money from the state coffers. Tinubu said it had to go for the greater good. But the sudden end of the subsidy caused an upheaval. Fuel prices rose sharply, followed by everything else. Meanwhile, Tinubu devalued Nigeria's currency, the naira. Its value crashed. So exports became expensive. Imports, rather, became expensive. Now, both these policies have hurt the common people and brought about economic turmoil. Another thing Tinubu would like the people to forget. So again, the anthem debate may help him turn attention away from the state of the economy and instead have them debating about which anthem has better lyrics. You see, a national anthem is an important part of a country's identity, so of course people will get emotional about it, but sometimes this passion can be used cynically to distract people from ground realities. We hope the people of Nigeria do not forget about the bigger picture.
What a better way to do what? To distract the people.
Terrible.
Until tomorrow when we come again. Bye for now.